What is up, YouTube? Back for another quick video on the 04 Mystichrome Cobra. Today we are finally going to be tackling the process and installing our new Mystichrome shift boot, e-brake boot, and shift knob. Alright guys, so I had just removed the shifter bezel. There's a lot of videos up online. LMR has a great video on how to remove that, as well as the center console, so I wasn't going to go over that and make this video any longer than it had to be. So I have removed the factory e-brake boot, which, as you can see, definitely needed it. It did rip a little bit more in the process, but it was torn up. So we have that out to replace with the new Mystichrome one, and I have the shifter bezel out, which we are going to be replacing that one as well. So I couldn't really find a good video on YouTube on how people installed custom shift boots that don't have the factory retaining ring like these ones come with. So I'm going to try a couple different methods. I'm going to try heating up these tabs, prying them, seeing if I can remove the whole bezel off, salvage this retaining ring, and then try to mount it onto this one. If that one doesn't work, then I'm going to get some bonding screws and try to put the base here, then poke a little hole through here, and we'll thread the screw through, which will keep it tight to the bezel. So let's first try this method, see how it works, and we'll take it from there. Okay guys, so it actually worked pretty well. I just heated them up, and you can see here, I was able to just bend them with a needle nose plier, and I was able to shimmy this right off. So now I'm just gonna try separating the actual shift boot from this retaining ring here, and then we're gonna try to mount it onto the new Mystichrome boot. All right guys, so I found some little clothespins and some paper clips and stuff here, and I just wanted to see how the shape of it was, so I tacked it up on the retaining ring here just to see how it would hold. So now I picked up some Gorilla Glue Super Glue Gel. It says that it works on metal, leather, fabrics, plastic, so obviously we have leather and bonding it to the metal ring, so I figured I would go with this and hope for the best. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple clips off at a time, put a little bit of glue down, re-clip it, and work my way around it, trying to keep it all nice and even. So let's get to it. All right guys, so there you have it. We made it all the glue to the retaining ring, put all the clips on. So now we're gonna give it about 24 hours, 1 or 2 days. Make sure that it's all nice and dry and adhere well. Then we'll check it out, and if it's all good, we will then cut out the retaining holes underneath so that we'll be able to slide it onto the factory plastic pieces that were on that bezel, and we will try mounting it back up just like the stock one, so stay tuned. All right, so while the shift boot is curing, let's make our way over to the e-brake boot. Okay guys, so what I had done here for the e-brake boot is I took this retaining ring off of the factory one here. It was held in with all of these staples, so I just used a needle nose, bent the staples back, pulled them all out, was able to remove the entire bezel like so. And how this one came was it has 2 holes there that line up and the 2 that are on the back. So I just line them up, and I use some self-tappers just in all of the little crevice spots here just to make it stay. And I used a little 1/16 drill bit just to drill a pilot hole through the leather and through this retaining ring here, and we self-tapped it down. So now we're going to try to get this installed, and hopefully it should be a nice clean install with all of the screws hidden. All right guys, so here you have it. So I had the whole console lifted up. Just a quick overview. You just take these 2 7mm screws out, and then you remove all this stuff here, and there's the carpet lining. There's 2 more 7mm screws, excuse me. You take those out, and then you can basically lift up the whole thing, which will get access to your e-brake handle here. There's another 7mm screw. If you take that out, you can remove this bracket here, and then that allows you to lift up the e-brake handle further so you can slide the entire console out. So as you saw, I had put this onto that factory retaining ring. I was able to secure it with the two factory nuts that came with it, and then I wasn't able to get the other ones on those posts, so it's just in there, but you can see it's wedged in nice and tight, so it's very, very secure. I put the e-brake handle back on, and you can see works all nice, and it's all back together. So now we just need to focus on our shift boot, and we will be all done. All right, guys, so here we have it so far. I got a new knife for the razor, and I cut the slits in the leather here so that I could poke the plastic tabs through. I just used some duct tape to keep the pressure down. Then I heated these up, bent them over a little bit again, as you can see, so that it's over the retaining ring, keeping some pressure. Now I'm gonna use some shoe goo to just dab on this as well to kind of cement it down and reinforce it. Might actually keep a little bit of tape on the backside of it too, because it keeps it in really, really nice and snug. So let's get that glue on there. We'll let it cure for a day or two. We'll redo the tape, make it a little bit neater, and then we'll see the finished product. All right, guys, so it has been a few days. We have given the shoe goo enough time to cure, and here we have the finished product. So the 4 globs right there that you can see are the ones that I was able to salvage the tabs, and I was able to pull them through, heat them up, bend them, and secure them onto the ring. Then I added some of that goop on top of it just to really secure it. The ones that the plastic had broken off, I had put some on all the contact points there, underneath, as you can see, and it has made it super, super sturdy. So I'll show you, you can see, I mean, it's very, very rigid, and it's in there nice and secure. So here we have finally now our finished product. So let's go get this installed in the car.